What's going on, guys? I decided to make this video because due to the topic of what to do when you're feeling depressed and a lot of anxiety, how do you move through your business? And a little backstory, right now in my life, even though people see pictures on social media of me like going to the gym and doing whatever not, it looks pretty in pictures. I can honestly say that right now, in this current moment, I have a lot of good things, but I have some very pressing, horrible things that are happening, and they're bad. You know, the things that are happening are not good, and I accept that. I'm not okay with it. I accept it. And acceptance is the first step to what I feel is peace and happiness. So, as I'm dealing with this, how do I move through my feelings, my emotions? They're very real, they're very raw. They make me want to cry, and I am not a person who is 100% comfortable with my emotions and showing my emotions. And so the people close to me right now don't know in its entirety how I feel, and I think that I'm gonna keep it that way because I don't like to spread what I feel unless I'm in total need of help, you know, and that's a whole different story. But how I'm dealing with this right now and how I'm moving through my emotions is that, first of all, I honor my emotions. If I feel like shit, I feel like shit. There's nothing wrong with being like, hey, you know what, I'm having a bad day, I'm having a bad time. But I do not let my emotions overtake my actions. I still have to get up early in the morning, and when I train my people and I'm with my clients and stuff like that, they can know that something's bad is going on, but they're also going to see me moving through my shit, you know, moving through it, because feelings are always temporary, and the only reason why I stay stuck in those feelings is when I attach a story to them. So whatever freaking story I attach, I stop attaching that story. You know, the first thing I do is I let go of all my expectations. Expectations are premeditated resentments towards other people and myself. I had an expectation, I didn't get my expectation, and therefore, no. I have standards in my life, but I let go of my expectations. That's my first tool. My second tool is, because I suffer from anxiety and certain bouts of depression, I do a lot of heavy self-care. Okay, what I mean by heavy self-care is that if my friends are going through things that I cannot be there for them in a way that allows me to be there in a healthy fashion, I simply say, I love you, I hear, but I do not take it on. I wake up in the morning and I immediately start listening to things that are positive. I immediately do that. Like, what I'm like, if I love Les Brown, I love me some Eric Thomas, you know, I love, sometimes Tony Robbins does it for me, whatever. If it takes me the whole entire day of just listening to positive shit to help me throughout my day, I do that. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If all fails, I have one person that I truly trust that is at a higher plane of life than me to help me. I call him when things are bad. When I'm just at a point that I can't figure things out. You know, my mind is playing tricks on me. And I think that having a healthy lifestyle, and I mean working out and being active in whatever way you choose to be active, whatever way you'd love to be active, is ultimately that is something that I have to do. I've noticed in myself that after 3 days, if I decide not to go to the gym or not to work out or not to get some kind of activity, then my depression slowly starts to creep back in. And I don't want to be in a depressed state. You know? I don't. You don't make good decisions from a depressed state. You make pretty horrible ones. You know, so I honor my feelings. I don't let my feelings decide for me. I do whatever it takes to get myself in a better state. Activity, listening to positive music, listening to positive messages, listening to stories of people that have had it worse than me and could come up, and how they dealt with it. Finding beauty in my life, in the simple things. One last thing. What people don't know too much about is that I used to play drums when I was a kid. And then when my drumming, I got so good that I was able to go on tour. And some of the places that I went on tour were not places that were, that had a lot of money, that were of low economic standard. And one of the places that I will never forget, I actually spent 5 weeks in. I was doing some missionary work there, actually. The kid lived in the shack and had holes in his feet. And he would go play soccer with these shoes, even though the shoes had holes in the feet. And that little kid, was the happiest kid I've ever met. And in my training business, I've had the opportunity to be around some really, 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 really rich, successful people. And some of them are the most miserable people I've ever met. So I always know that happiness is not necessarily in the possessions that I possess or in my status of life. It is always in how I view it, my perception of that life, and I fight that perception every day. And that's what people don't know about me. They don't know that, the reason why I've gotten, up on stage to train, to compete against this men has a lot to do with, that's just the way that I fight it. I use training, I use positivity, in the form of motivational speeches, to help me along life. And even though, it's hard and it's exhausting sometimes, being a person in my position, and especially with the amount of crap that I'm going through right now, when I hear someone like Les Brown, or when I hear someone like Eric Thomas, it just gives me a little bit of hope, and sometimes that's all I need throughout my day. And those are the tools that I've been using right now. I know it sounds a little bit kind of rambling and stuff. I apologize for that. I hope that this helps in any way, shape, or possible. Know that you're not alone. Someone is with you. Someone's going through something just like you. And life is to be lived, even if it's not great right now. It won't be not great forever. Mad love. Enjoy your day.